Who is working with Donald Trump right now behind the scenes?
Mostly God.
Donald Trump is like getting orders from God?
I think so.
Why is Donald Trump your favorite president if he is?
Because he is executing the plan to save the world.
10 people rounded up and deported. How do you feel about it?
Well, it happens, I guess.
What do you think is really going on right now in the United States of America?
The Jesus Revolution, yeah. I think Jesus is coming back. This is the greatest thing going on since Jesus walked the earth.
What is the first word that you think of when you see anything or anyone MAGA? Just one word. Write it down below.
Do you mind if we have a conversation, sir?
Dean, leave.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about why you support Trump. So I have a question. Your sign says no.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that in 2005, Donald Trump boasted about walking into the changing rooms of underage teenagers on the Howard Stern show?
You're cute.
I mean, could you give me a response? For asking you a fair question, sir? How does that make me an idiot?
Yeah. Trump is the not the Democrats.
He doesn't believe me, so I'd like to play the clip.
You're an idiot.
Well, let's play the clip together. Is that okay?
Get that out of my face.
Oh, don't you hit me, old man.
Don't you get that
Don't
in my
get close
face
to me.
again.
Back off, big boy. Once again, your sign did say no. I'm going to play this clip for you of Trump.
Anything you want.
I mean, let's take a listen.
AI, maybe?
This came out in 2005 before AI existed.
Sure.
Why, do you want to, you could see when the video was posted right there.
Don't press in like that, right there. Don't
touch my mic.
Don't press in.
Don't touch my mic.
Don't press in.
Don't touch my mic.
Back off.
Back off. Don't touch my mic, sir.
Leave some space. Back off.
Okay, so you don't want to talk to me?
Back off. Back off.
Okay, I'll back up a foot, but let's have a good
Stay away.
conversation.
Don't stick that thing in my face.
Okay, so you don't want to talk.
No, not to you.
So I have a question. If you're not here to have civil discourse with people that disagree with you, then why are you here?
Let's talk to you.
Okay, so you want to talk to other people, but not me?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's something that we see in a lot of Trump supporters is maybe something that we see in you, right? Because your sign says no. You've set a red line. You're telling us that you don't like people that children.
Yeah,
but then the
absolutely.
moment I give you damning evidence that that's something that Donald Trump has done, such as a video clip of him admitting to on underage, he admitted to on underage teenagers in their dressing rooms, and you won't even hear the clip. You're calling it AI, even though it came out in 2005.
Let's take it down a notch, people, and I'll tell you why, Dean. Take it down a notch.
Back off.
I'll take it down a notch with the logic.
Okay,
I better.
Quick question for the people who voted for this. How the f does this make America great again?
If you owned a business, okay, and someone with a MAGA hat came in, do you think that it is okay to refuse them service, yes or no? This is based on something that just happened in real life, so yes or no?
I'm a MAGA Christian, and despite the fact that Jesus said to welcome the immigrant, I am so excited to deport them all. Children too. I'm a MAGA Christian, and I hate DEI because I believe in meritocracy, which means that only qualified white men can have jobs. But I love Trump's cabinet picks, even though they're not qualified, because God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. I'm a MAGA Christian, and if you call me a bigot for just wanting to take away rights from marginalized people, I will scream Christian persecution, and it will work. I'm a MAGA Christian, and despite the fact I've never met a trans person, I know that they're predators, and I have to protect my children. But if you bring up the predators in Trump's cabinet, I will just look at you and I will say, nobody's perfect, and God has forgiven us all. I'm a MAGA Christian, and I believe in the freedom of religion, as long as that religion is my narrow view of Christianity. I'm a MAGA Christian, and I took my kids out of public schools because I was sick of them being indoctrinated, which is why I homeschool my children now, and I teach them the true history, that America was always good, racism no longer exists, and that Democrats are evil, and anyone who doesn't believe exactly like I do is from Satan and is going to burn alive in
What happened with the hurricanes that hit North Carolina?
Do you really want to go there?
Yeah.
I think they want the lithium that's under the houses and the natural resources. What do you think?
What does that mean? Why would that affect the hurricane hit North Carolina? What do you think happened there?
Well, it's a good way to get the movement of the people and to claim the land, because the people are now, they don't have insurances, they don't have their land, and it's a good way to acquire what you want.
So do you think, where do you think the hurricanes came from?
Whoever was in control of them.
Okay, well, wouldn't that just be the natural weather that happened?
I don't believe so.
So what do you think?
That's my opinion.
Well, what do you think? So what do you think happened?
I'd rather not comment.
Because we talked to somebody who said that they believe that the government created the storms.
I would agree with that person.
So you think the government controls the weather?
I don't know if I would say it's the government, but I would say that it's an elite.
I have a genuine question for people who support Donald Trump, and please take this in good faith. I'm actually wondering, is there anything he could do that would cause him to lose your support or make your support for him waver? And if so, what is that thing? What are the things he could do that would cause that?
Have you ever watched someone answer a question and ends up exposing their whole personality? That's this video. Hello amazing friends, I hope you all are doing okay. Welcome back to the channel if you have been riding with me, but if it's your first time here, you're most welcome. Feel free, feel at home. So people out there are actually waving Maga flag, and then they turn around and ask like, wait, is America great yet or not? Because they feel confused. And to me, this is so hilarious. The fact that Maga themselves, they don't even know what to answer when someone asks them such a question. It makes this video so hilarious, though some of them are still defending themselves and they're saying that whatever is going on with Maga at the moment is called political debate. Maybe that's how they call it, right? Today we are diving into the wildest, most backpedaling Trump logic you have ever seen. Grab your popcorn and let's dive in. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and thank you so much for doing that.
Oh wow, good morning. Interesting choice to wear a hat to your heavenly interview. A red one at that. You know what, let's just jump on in, alright? It says right here that you spent most of your life publicly praising me very loudly, but I am seeing that you were even louder in your support to rip families apart, cage children, and deport people seeking refuge. And we did that because they were illegal? Okay. You know, just a reminder, I was a refugee. Brown, broke, and born in a barn. I see that you're calling me illegal too. Oh, no, that wasn't a question, just interesting theology. When I said I was a stranger, and you welcomed me, did you think I only meant if you had papers? Oh, Trump said they had to have papers. Okay. So we're also worshiping a false idol? I want to talk about your bumper sticker here. On your Tesla, it said God's gun and country. You know I died by state violence, right? I was crucified, executed by law enforcement. Moving on, let's look at your social media. Your Instagram bio says, I stand for family values. Is that unless the family is fleeing a war zone, doesn't speak English, or needs healthcare? Speaking of family values, you disowned your gay son because you said homosexuality is a sin. Who said that? Jesus said that. No, I didn't. You must be thinking of a different Jesus, because this Jesus H. Christ never said that. Love the gays. I hung around 12 men my whole life, okay? You thought Peter was straight? I mean, Judas kissed me. I died afterwards, but had nothing to do with it being a sin. Judas is just like a demon twink. You know what? Final scenario here. You see a hungry child at the border. Do you A, feed and comfort them, B, call them a crisis, or C, Photoshop a halo on yourself and go live on Facebook? Alright, baby, it's not that hard. A, B, or C. You want to phone a friend. Is that friend Donald Trump? Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and mark this application as no. You're gonna go get this to St. Paul over there at the elevators, and then you're gonna go down to the 7th level. Yeah, baby, you probably should have used Leviticus as a Yelp review for sin. Bye-bye now.
Now, when did Biden actually take office? No. When did Biden take office?
I don't know, was it 2020?
No. That's... Who was president during 2020? Hello?
Yeah?
Who was president in 2020?
Well, Trump was president in 2016, ran for 4 years.
So who was president in the year of 2020?
I'm...
Maga, where are you? Your boy's losing it. Okay, so just for your information, Donald J. Trump was still president during 2020, the entirety of the year.
Okay, yeah, that was...
For 9 damn years, we have listened to Donald Trump with his Make America Great Again Make America Great Again. I have two questions for you guys in MAGA. Number one, when do you consider America was great? What time period is that? What decade? I want specifics. And number two, can you tell us what made it so great in that time period? Because all we ever hear is, make America great again, make America great again. But you never point out the dates. When was it great to you? What made it so great to you? Can you answer these two simple questions? Or is it just a slogan that you guys have?
Hey, this message is for anybody that's in MAGA. If you still support Donald Trump, this message is for you. Or you can keep scrolling. I don't know. It's a free country, I guess, for now. Hi. Are we great yet? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like we are no longer the leaders of the free world. And this is exactly what you voted for. It was all in the pages of Project 2025 that you refused to believe because he said, it's not what I'm gonna do. No, but you lack critical thinking, and as far as I'm concerned, saying you have a 5th grade reading level would be a compliment. But you have a hatred for anything that is not white Christian nationalism, and it shows. Countries all over the world are boycotting American products. This is going to affect our economy for decades to come. But no, you wanted cheaper eggs. You believed that he would not get rid of the jobs for people like you. What, just because you're white? But guess what? All of us are going to have to be impacted by the choices that were made by you. So sincerely, I would love for somebody to tell me, with facts, are we great yet?
Liberals, MAGA is not dividing. What you are witnessing is what's called a political debate. And it's called we debate with each other until we come to an agreement. This is something I think you guys need to take notes on. We're not like you. We do not collectively just agree just because someone just votes blue no matter who. We don't do that. You are witnessing an actual political discussion that people calmly discuss their disagreements with what the government is doing. They're not going by politician. You guys are like, oh my God, you're talking about Trump. See, Trump's losing his support. It's all over for Trump and MAGA. What the That's because how you guys are. You see what happens. If, a politician votes out of line in Minnesota, it doesn't matter. We see how you Democrats are. You lose the election, you say, oh, if Donald Trump loses the election, they're going to take to the streets. No, we didn't. Biden was up for 4 years. We didn't do shit. And when Trump won, you guys took to the streets. So you guys, stop it already. You're not dividing MAGA. You were watching a political discussion like adults, and maybe you guys should take notes.
I got a question for MAGA, all the supporters. Has Agent Orange told you about all the closed-door meetings that he's having with entities, with draconians, with reptiles? Has he told you about the 134 bases that are under your feet? Has he told you about all the major installations that they have all across this society to trap you inside? Has he told you that he has traded your sovereignty and your wealth and your freedom for their rulership? Has he told you that he bows down to Hasatan himself? Has he told you that he is a Rosicrucian? Has he told you that he's in the Brotherhood? Has he told you that when WW3 starts, when those arrows are flying from God knows where, that he's going to be 35 to 40,000 feet in the air in Air Force One, watching your demise? Has he told you that? Has he told you that he doesn't care diddly squat about you or your family? Has he told you that your livelihood means nothing? Has he told you that your beloved football, baseball, basketball, soccer games, and golf tournaments mean nothing to him? Has he told you that at Mar-a-Lago, when he's having his closed-door meetings, that he's making provisions for his family and his kids and not yours? Has he told you that he doesn't care about the people that are sleeping on the streets who are ex-military veterans who have served this country? Has he told you that your Section 8 and your food stamps mean nothing? Has he told you that little Bobby, little Timmy, little Carol, that their bellies mean nothing to him? Has he told you that this protest that has now sprung from LA, now is in Texas, will get astronomically worse on June 14th and going on? Has he told you that? No, he hasn't told you that, and he's not going to tell you that. You see, the fact that you are following a man who says that Jesus Christ is Lord, but his heart is far from the Lord, someone who holds the Bible upside down in a picture, someone who has Kenneth Copeland and so many praying for him, Joyce Meyer and so many others in the Oval Office, has he told you that? That they are not really faith-based leaders? That they are following a way instead of the way, which is the Lord Jesus Christ, according to John 14:6? He's not going to tell you these things. You see, if you knew better, you would do better. And if you do better, then you would know better. I need you to wake up and ask yourself these questions. Because what's going on around you, it's not of carnal relevance. It's spiritual. You better wake up.
I have a question for all of the MAGAs, Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives, however you want to call yourself. Why do you support Donald Trump? Why? I don't understand. I genuinely don't. But I'm trying to. So explain it to me. Tell me, why do you support Donald Trump? But don't say you support him because you don't like somebody else or you don't like what somebody else has done. Tell me why you continue to support him based on his words, his actions, his policies, him specifically. Help me understand.
Yo, to all the MAGA Trump supporters out there, I got a question, right? All of you been complaining about the protests going on around the country, right? Y'all are real mad. It's bad, right? Cool. Let me ask you a question. Since you don't want the protests to happen because they're bad, simple yes or no question. Would these protests be happening if Kamala Harris was president right now? Yes or no?
If you're a MAGA and a Trump supporter and this is not what you voted for, seriously, I have a question for you. Do you guys have a plan now? Is there a plan of like, so what did you vote for? Do you have a plan? Because honestly, think about it. Look, hear me out. Aside from the racism, we kind of want almost the exact same thing. So here's an example. We all want shit affordable. We all want things affordable, rent affordable. We want food to be affordable, transportation, gas affordable. We want jobs, okay? What do you think, we're lazy? Nah, dude. Some of us need to work. Some of us need a job, dude, to pay our rent. We need jobs. So AI needs to stop taking our jobs, because guess what? It ain't immigrants taking your job. No. A lot of people are seeing AI take their jobs away. So, yeah, no, we want jobs, dude. Speaking about the rent, when is this rent ever going to be affordable, dude? We want affordable, I'm telling you, livable wages, okay? Like, if we work for a company that we can Google is worth a few billions, my man, you can afford to give us a livable wage. Or you know what? Once a year, guess what? Give us a bonus. Do that. Well, oh yeah, if we have to pay taxes, we want every other mother in here paying taxes as well, dude. I know. I'm telling you, MAGA, we want the same thing. But if you find yourself in a position now where you're like, oh, this is not what I voted for, dude, do you guys have a plan? Like, what's next? What now? Because we have 4 more years of this. It hasn't even been a year. We have 4 more years of this, guy. And groups of people are saying, oh, this is not what I voted for. My question is, what's the plan now, guys?
I have never accused this man of being intelligent or remotely competent. But what I have struggled with since October of last year is how Donald Trump was able to convince 2 different groups with diametrically opposed interests.
Israelis massively favor Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, and 66% chose the former president, while only 17% chose Kamala Harris.
We as Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace. He promises peace, not war.
That he was somehow on both of their sides.
Congratulations,
and only
President
one was right,
Trump.
obviously. To the Muslims in this group, what did you hear to convince you that he was on your team? And to be clear, I am not referring to anyone of Levantine descent, because I understand the psychological toll that watching your family members, your friends, and your ancestral lands decimated by your country. I fully understand how watching that trauma day in and day out can warp and distort your reality. I am not talking to anyone of Palestinian, Lebanese, or Syrian descent. Hell, I'll even throw the Egyptians in there. But for the rest of the Muslims here that claim to have voted based on Palestine, based on their desire for stability in the Middle East, based on their hopes to not revert back to 67 borders, the Iranians, the Qataris, the Saudis, the Pakistanis, the Bangladeshis, the Indian Muslims, what did you hear from this man? What did you hear that led you to believe he was a better option than Kamala Harris? The OG Muslim ban guy, the guy that wiped his ass with the Iran nuclear deal, the one who made astounding promises and delivered on several of those promises in his first admin, the one who publicly discussed the real estate benefits of beachfront Gazan property with his son-in-law. You're telling me you're shocked? You're telling me this is not what you voted for? What did you hear? Because he very publicly pandered to one side while barely paying lip service to you guys. And you still went, well, that sounds like a great idea. Did you get conned? Or is it as simple as you didn't want a chick in the White House? You tell me.
Would you vote for someone that's been held legally responsible for sexual abuse?
That wasn't a fair conviction at all.
What was unfair about it?
It was completely inaccurate. The area where they held it in Manhattan, there's very few Trump supporters there. He wasn't found liable by a jury of his peers.
It was a jury of his peers. There were 9 jurors, 7 men and 2 women. The lawyers actually select the jury.
Yeah, so
did Trump hire bad lawyers?
No, if there's not very many good ones to pick from, what are they going to do?
So you think all the jurors in selection are bad?
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, but is that what you believe?
I didn't say that.
But is that what you believe?
I didn't say that. I'm done with you. I think that you're trying to push an agenda, which I don't agree with.
What agenda do you think that is?
The other side.
So something that you disagree with?
The other side.
So do you not want to interact with people you disagree with?
Because it's a losing game.
A losing game if you interact with people who disagree with you?
Trump's not a fascist. You're just a fear-mongering liberal who doesn't like what he's doing. All right. First of all, you mouth breather, I want you to spell and define the word fascist. And then after that, we're going to go down the timeline of Trump's actions and you're going to tell me where you draw the line. Like, how about the fact that now new hires at the federal government have to write essays praising Trump and his policies? Or maybe it's the fact that when he visits soldiers, they're pre-screened for both appearance and political alignment to make sure that neither are going to bother Trump. Are those things fascist? Or what about when a U.S. senator is handcuffed and dragged out of a press conference by Trump's personal army of sycophantic nutjobs for asking a question? And let's not forget the threat of immense force against people protesting the $40 million small in the pants parade that this piece of shit throwing himself that we're all paying for. And if those things don't trip your trigger, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Would I be okay with it if Joe Biden did these things? Because if you wouldn't be, which we all know to be true, you should either shut the fuck up and put yourself on the right side of history or get.
So if you're a real Trump supporter, you should be able to answer this question, no problem. What in the world is Trump intending to accomplish with these tariffs that he has implemented on basically the entire world? When is America and the average Americans gonna start feeling a lot better and it not killing our entire country's economy?
This is what happens when the slogan is louder than the substance, because most of these people, their reaction shows everything. They did not vote because of the politics, like because they are Republican. Most of them, they voted because of what Trump promised them. Yeah, America first, things would get in track, right? Like everything would change. But how can you just believe someone when you already knew? Like for Trump's case, it was not as if it was Trump's first time to be in the White House. And you guys had already had experience with the last terms that he had. Some of the people who are wise enough, they actually knew. And that is why they did not vote for him. But you who was like a tick on a already dead cow, knowing fully that that cow will either be burnt or buried, you still follow Trump. And this is exactly where you get yourself in. Because you lived the dream in your head while knowing that in reality, things are hot. The tariffs are hitting you so hard. Your kids can't feed because their SNAP benefits have been cut off. You can't afford medical care because it has become so expensive. Some of them have lost their job. What does that mean? If you're renting, you will definitely go homeless. And how about the one that you helped push to sit in the White House is busy slapping tariffs on the very people that voted for him without even minding that these people's votes is what made him to sit there. These billionaires, they are sipping wine, they are celebrating their victory while you sit there crying because you have lost everything. You entrusted your vote with someone that you did not check the background so well. How was it not so easy for you to figure out who to vote for? But no, you chose your personal reasons. You chose your jealousy. You chose your selfish self just to punish a neighbor, just to punish a friend. And where are you right now? You can't even answer a simple question. Shame on you. You are the reason people are lacking a lot of things right now. You are the reason America has become the top headline when it comes to bad things. You are the reason people are now running away from America. Imagine, the other day I was on TikTok watching videos and I'm seeing people posting that they are leaving America. For what exactly? Because the land has become so hot for its very own people. Doesn't that make you question yourself? Like, what did you do wrong to make such a thing happen? You shouldn't even be out there making videos. You should be out there trying to figure out how to fix all these things because America was known for its greatness. America has always been fast. When you mention America, everyone knows that America is the land of all the dreams that you can ever dream of. But what has it become now? The land of shame. The topic of the day, just because of you. And when they ask you about when did America become great or is it great yet, you get angry. You even start shaking because you know the honest truth, but you do not want to admit it. For how long are you going to continue doing this? For how long are you going to hide behind the curtain when you know very well that you caused this? So now here is my question for Maga supporters. Are you still going to vote for Trump in case he campaigns to go back to the White House again? Or have you finally realized your mistake but you're still shying away from the public? Or are you going to admit that you did something wrong and you're ready to rectify it? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Let me know what your opinion is. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. Share it with your family and friends. And let's meet in my next one. Take care. I love you. Bye-bye.